Salam. Israel. This is Brother Foster. Welcome to Bible Truth Revealed. This channel was dedicated for revealing biblical truth, exposing false teachings and consoling the broken-hearted. Note, we serve and worship the living God of Israel only. This teaching is entitled, Are we restricted from keeping the Sabbath and feast days today? That is, are we restricted from keeping the Sabbath and feast days today? I intended to organize this, unveiling the facts concerning the Sabbath and feast days of which today, the children of Israel are eager to observe and keep. According to the Holy Scriptures, our ancestors were ordained to abide by the laws, statute, and commandments which the Most High gave through his servant Moses the prophet. They were been taken as captives several times as a result of disobedience, from generation to generation, so as we dwell in exile today. By the end of this lesson, we are expecting to know whether and why the Most High has restricted us from keeping the Sabbath and feast days in exile today, and what he requires of us now. From this section, I will highlight some verses from the Holy Scriptures using the Brenton Septuagint translation, providing answer to the following questions. Question number 1. Are we restricted from keeping the Sabbath and feast days today? Deuteronomy chapter 28 verses 63 to 65, reading from the Brenton Septuagint, And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good, and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you, and ye shall be quickly removed from the land, into which ye go to inherit it. 64 And the Lord thy God shall scatter thee among all nations, from one end of the earth to the other, and thou shalt there serve other gods, wood and stone, which thou hast not known, nor thy fathers. Verse 65 Moreover among those nations he will not give thee quiet, neither by any means shall the sole of thy foot have rest. I repeat, neither by any means shall the sole of thy foot have rest. One more time, neither by any means shall the sole of thy foot have rest. And the Lord shall give thee there another and a misgiving heart, and failing eyes, and a wasting soul. Note, the highlighted statement I repeated in verse number 65 makes it clear that the Most High indeed restrict us from keeping the Sabbath, that is the rest among the nations where we are exiled. Lamentation of Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 3, and it reads this, Gimel. Judea is gone into captivity by reason of her affliction, and by reason of the abundance of her servitude, she dwells among the nations, she has not found rest, again. And by reason of the abundance of her servitude, she dwells among the nations, she has not found rest, one more time, and by reason of the abundance of her servitude, she dwells among the nations, she has not found rest, all her pursuers have overtaken her between her oppressors. Before we move to the second question, I perceive, some individuals would ask, why the Most High restricts us from keeping the feast days and Sabbath in exile? Lamentations of Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 6, it reads this, VAU. And he has scattered his tabernacle as a vine, he has marred his feast, the Lord has forgotten the feast and the Sabbath which he appointed in Shaun, and in the fury of his wrath has vexed the king, and priest, and prince. Now, according to this verse, we can neither keep nor observe the feast days and Sabbath without the service of the priests. And this is why we restricted from doing so. Hosea 3 verse 4 reading from the Brenton Septuagint, For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an altar, and without a priesthood, and without manifestations. Meaning, the only possibility for us to keep the Sabbath and feast days, including the priesthood and daily sacrifices in the latter days, is when we have returned from exile to the land we are ordained by law. Question number 2. What does the Most High requires of us in exile now? Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 11 to 13, it reads this, And the Lord said to me, Go, set out before this people, and let them go in and inherit the land, which I swear to their fathers to give to them. Verse 12, And now, Israel, what does the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, and to walk in all his ways, I repeat, but to fear the Lord thy God, and to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul. Verse number 13, To keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and his ordinances, one more time, to keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and his ordinances, all that I charge thee today, that it may be well with thee? Note, according to the highlighted sentences of the verses just read, we are required to fear the Most High, to love Him with all our heart and soul by keeping His commandments. In conclusion, the Most High restricts us from keeping Sabbath and feast days today in exile. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an altar, and without a priesthood, and without manifestations. And afterward shall the children of Israel return, and shall seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall be amazed at the Lord and at His goodness in the latter days, just as prophesied by Hosea according to the words of the Most High in Hosea 3 verse 4-5. We are required to fear the Most High only and keep His commandments. And with that, I say Hallelujah.